Alright y'all, it's me Nate Almighty, and I'm here with the official review/breakdown of Episode 2 of Raising Kanan, Season 4. Now this is how we're going to do this. For every major character that appeared on this episode, I'm going to let y'all know what happened to them, okay? I'm going to let y'all know some of my thoughts that happened during some of these scenes, and you guys are going to let me know what y'all think of the episode if you didn't get a chance to watch it. This video is going to be another banger. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so let's start with Kanan. The little guy really is a little guy. It's not Ghost, y'all. His name is OC. So when Kanan's scenes first began, Kanan is getting to the bag. When we first see him, he counting up money. By this point, he's already been working with Rock for a while. Crystal pulls up on Kanan. OC looks a little bit weird, and then he leaves the room. First thing I'm initially thinking is, yo, like, dude is shaky. Like, he can't be trusted. Why he acting that weird around a girl, right? And speaking of that, after Crystal pulls up on Kanan and she gets a vibe of OC, she tells Kanan that, you know, he may need to get rid of OC because he's a little bit too shaky. And we may come to find out that Crystal was right for what she's saying. Even though Crystal began last season looking kind of weird, looking like the bad guy, she does really care about Kanan, and she does have some things to say that he could take and use to benefit his life and benefit his business. But after they had that talk, you know, they kiss, the scene changes, but then when the scene goes back to them, Kanan's trying to sleep with Crystal. Crystal tells Kanan to go get a condom, and at that point, we already know that off-screen Crystal went and got an abortion, right? But we also get from her dialogue that she regrets it. We also find out that Kanan is for the streets. Crystal tells Kanan that she know he's dealing with other women. Kanan, of course, is being a typical nigga in the 90s, and he like, nah, I ain't doing that. You know what you're talking about. She says, nigga, I know what you're doing, right? She leaves after they have a disagreement. We're not going to see her until the end of the episode. I'll get there. But in the meantime, Garcia meets Kanan later on. Garcia, being very aggressive, beats up Kanan. And he tells Kanan, hey, I know you niggas is on to something. Let me know what's going on, right? So he presses Kanan about what happened to Howard. Kanan's not bothered. They also ask him about Famous. He's like, listen, man, I don't know where the hell Famous is. Now, I would have expected Kanan to be a little bit more worried about what's going on with Famous. But because Kanan cared to call his son Famous after his son was born, this makes me think that maybe Kanan actually does know where Famous is. Maybe he chose to hide Famous away, maybe. Right? And this is why he doesn't seem to be pressed about where Famous is. But anyways, after that, as far as Kanan's storyline goes for the episode, Kanan and Rock, they go have a meeting with Snaps and Pop, right? Snaps and Pop explain to Kanan like, yo, listen, yeah, here's your debt for this, but we also own a piece of the business, little nigga, right? Right? And they also tell Kanan that he has not been handling business well with his associates. They go, hey, you're doing your mother wrong, right? They tell him, hey, you killed your other partner. Yeah, we sanctioned it, but this is what it says about you. You know, Kanan pokes out his chest a little bit. I realized right then and there that they're teaching him some lessons that he needs to learn, right? Next, as far as Kanan goes, him and Rock later discuss her killing Howard. She reminds him that she saved his life already and that he should shut the fuck up more, right? And then she offers him to go if he doesn't want to work with her anymore. But she doesn't really want him to leave. She does want to work with him, and she reminds him that they've been making good money, right? Next, as far as Kanan for that episode, Kanan takes Joyce Thomas to the doctor. They find out that she's definitely dying, okay? Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's like they went 3 seasons making us really hate Joyce Thomas, And now at this point, we've all had grandmothers. We have mothers. Like my mom, she survived cancer. It can come back at any time. Some of us have had mothers who've lost their lives to cancer or beat cancer. We've had grandparents that died from cancer. At this point, I actually like Joyce Thomas because now she seems like a typical grandmother to me. They're mean to their children, but they're as sweet as can be to their grandchildren, right? Because they making up for all the mistakes they made with their children, right? And they're apologizing to their kids through being good to their grandkids. I currently feel bad for Joyce Thomas, right? Kanan suggests when he takes her home, right, that she should tell the family and not make him hold the burden of keeping the secret. For whatever reason, she's worried about facing them. But y'all know the family will find out, and we're going to deal with that. Now, as far as Kanan's storyline goes for episode 2, it ends later at the end of the episode with Crystal running into Kanan at the bar, right? Speaking of which, they are extremely young to be going in this bar, so they're only in there because, it's a family-owned business. But B Rilla is there, he turning it up. By the way, if y'all don't know who B Rilla really is in real life, he's an artist that goes by the name of Partisan Fontaine. He's a writer for Cardi B, and he does some ghost writing for other artists. He's actually a real talented guy. I believe he's from upstate New York. But anyways, Crystal and Kanan make up. That's it for Kanan. Now we're going to talk about Rock and everything that Rock went through. So, Rock and Kanan are doing business. They're talking in the house. Rock tells Kanan, yo, the police are off our dicks for now, right? She mentions Quan. Rock goes to meet Quan later on. Quan tells Rock that he's raising their prices by 20%. Now, here's the thing, right? Because Marvin did something that I'm going to speak on later on, I'm thinking maybe that's why he raised it 20%, because I don't see no other reason. But at that moment, when I realized he got the queen upset, I knew that it's only a matter of time before Quan bites the dust. So whether it's episode 3 or episode 4, the nigga Quan's gonna die, right? Next for Rock, Rock goes to complain to Stefano about Quan, who tells Rock, hey, bitch, I can't do anything about it, right? Rock says to Stefano that she wants to take his place in the food chain and she wants to become a supplier now, right? Because she's sick of Quan's shit and she's sick of people with dinglings trying to mess up her thingy things, right? Stefano, who's a reasonable man, says if she can make a better offer than they already have with Quan, that he's willing to work with her, right? Next for Rock, she goes with Kanan to meet with Snap, and they pay them. The conversation goes left. Snaps tell them they owe way more money and they own a piece of the business. I already mentioned this in part of Kane's storyline for the episode, right? Rock gives Kanan a lot of game before they part ways, of course, like I spoke on. Later on, Rock meets with the lawyer, who tells her that the cops are watching Stefano. And he also tells her that Marvin has been seen walking in and out of Stefano's spot, right? This is news to her. So you better believe in episode 3, she's going to be on Marvin's ass. She's going to be calling Marvin all types of asshole, dingling head, booty, fart faces, and all of that. She going to get in his ass. That's the little sister, but she's the big sister, right? The lawyer also tells Rock that the police offer for her to be a paid informant, right? Why? Because they got their eyes on Stefano and they want to take Stefano down. Now, if y'all ask me if Rock would end up being a paid informant, I feel like yes. I feel like yes, if the shit really hits the fan. But anyways, Rock and Andre is the lawyer, by the way, they seem to about to be getting real familiar with Rock wanting to know all of his connections. Now, to me, it seems like it's just a play for Rock. Rock just want to get close enough, you know what I'm saying, to really figure out who he knows, what he knows, is not the third, you know what I'm saying? Maybe give him a little bit of pussy, right? To see if, you know, he'll then start opening up his mouth, right? But what they don't know is that Unique was watching him in the cut the whole time, right? And we gonna get to Unique next, okay? And since we going to Unique next, we just gonna get into it, because I'm gonna tell you how that went. Now, when we got Unique opens up by going to his house that he shared with his family, only to find the house with an eviction notice. Upon entering the house, he's very distraught and angry, okay? Unique is not in this episode that much. He's still doing this creep thing, right? But next, Unique sees Pernessa going into her mother's home, so now he knows that, okay, Pernessa is here, Pernessa's alive, Pernessa's alright, but he's still angry, right? And noted, what I want to say is that he keeps hitting his own head like a crazy man, okay? Like a crazy man. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, Unique is losing it. Unique is losing it. He's crazy. This seems to already be the effects of his head trauma, right? His CTE, right? His autism that he got now. And also, by the end of the episode, he kills Andre in a jealous rage. He says, so you fucking her? That's the most concern that he even had dealing with the situation. Oh, you fucking her and she's fucking you. He's acting totally light-skinned. Like, he's acting super light-skinned. Like, you would have thought that this nigga was Drake. But anyway, moving on to Jukebox, right? Jukebox begins her episode off in military training. And of course, because she's a beast and she's the realest nigga alive, she's smoking all the guys and everything. She's seen running, shooting, and doing war exercises, while Kanan explains what being a real soldier is, narratively speaking, right? Juke finds out the military is very much against gay people, just like Nicole's father said, right? Because some other guy was witnessed getting dishonorably discharged for having gay magazines. Juke later goes to visit Aisha next. Aisha's in college, she's doing her thing. And before I even explain the rest, y'all already know how chicks get when they go to college, man. Y'all already know, man. They become for the streets. But anyways, she tells her how she decided to leave the army because she can't be herself there, right? Quote unquote, fuck the military, right? I'm thinking the whole time, I can't trust Aisha, man. Like, even though Aisha likes Jukebox is like the first girl she liked, and me being someone who knows women and also knowing the relationships that real gay girls have with girls who are like on the fence and could be like bi, it's like, you can't trust her. She'll kiss Jukebox in the mouth and then she'll go kiss a man in the mouth, right? That's just how I feel, right? Aisha decides to curve Jukebox. Mind you, I also want y'all to understand that Jukebox was giving grade A top to Aisha, and I think because they don't show Aisha pleasing Jukebox in the same way, I think that narratively they're trying to show us that Aisha is still on the fence. Like, she's a floozy. She's not really like on the gay side of things, right? You feel me? But they have an understanding. They kiss, they embrace. And at this point, I'm thinking, yo, Aisha is dealing with somebody else. Period. She in college. She dealing with somebody else. And I think Jukebox is going to find out. And Jukebox is going to find out that it's a guy. Next, we got Marvin. Okay? Marvin starts the episode up by picking up Lulu from rehab. Marvin talks to Lou and mentions he heard Famous is snitching. Lou doubts it. Famous song is on the radio and is buzzing. Next, Marvin checks the Chinese spot that Unique used to have. While there, Marvin catches a young cook stealing work. Marvin kicks him out and puts a gun to his face, okay? Now, going back to what I said about Quan, when Quan said to Rock, yo, I'm raising y'all prices by 20%, I feel like he was just being petty because he had found out that Marvin put a gun in his people's face. And then, he kind of said some racist stuff after that. I think that's what that is about. Now, was it fair? No. But when you're the man and you're the person with the supplies that the other people are demanding, you get to call the shots. It's just that simple. And I think Rock is going to find out about that too, and she's going to be mad at Marvin. But moving on to Marvin being Marvin. Next, Marvin beats up another man for Stefano. Initially, he beats him up. And it's a black man this time, right? Who provokes Marvin to kill him. Marvin later tells Stefano, screw the guy he killed while Jukebox is walking in the door. Sidebar. While Jukebox is in the living room taking off her coat, I definitely noticed how rotund Jukebox booty is. Jukebox got the cake. Haley Kilgore got the fatty. Next, let's talk about Lulu, right? So, Lou starts off the episode. He's looking clean. He thanks Marvin for being there for him, picking him up from rehab and all that. During the whole course of the episode, Lou and Rock, they don't run into each other, but we know they're going to see each other in episode 3. But anyways, Lou mentions therapy, which gets Marvin to express his dissatisfaction with Gerald betraying him. Next, Lou goes home, begins to clean his home with full intentions on staying on the right track. But also, I forgot to say that Marvin mentions to Lou, right, that he heard Famous is out and Famous might be telling. Now, Lou says, yo, Fame ain't no snitch. I also believe Fame ain't no snitch. And like I also said earlier, it's very much possible that Kanan has Famous hiding out somewhere. And he told Famous, don't go nowhere without me knowing, right? And I believe that it's possible that Famous is going to walk his ass outside for something very simple and he's going to get himself clipped. But that's just speculation right now. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Maybe I won't, right? Anyways, Famous is missing. Lou realizes that he has a meeting with the guy from the record label, Something Geffen. I think that's cool because during that time, there really was a label called Geffen Records. Maybe they made that correlation on purpose, maybe not. But anyways, during the meeting with the label exec, the guy from the label exec tells Lou that he wants him to run the hip-hop sector of his record label. Lou tells him that the only artist worth even working with is B-Rilla. And he says he can make B-Rilla grow as an artist. The guy tells Lou, hey man, B-Rilla record didn't even sell. Lou says he can rap, but the beats was just trash. And what we know is, Lou knows how to make beats. So y'all better believe the magic will happen, alright? But Lou isn't sure what he wants to do. So the guy offers Lou to go meet B-Rilla and to make his decision, right? So Lou goes to visit B-Rilla in lockup. B-Rilla, I already like him, but I don't trust him, right? The man is a bully who slaps another inmate. It's hilarious, right? While he's walking to sit down with Lou, he slaps another inmate upside the head, right? He starts out initially being very rude to Lou, and he's jaded with the music business because he's been signed for 2 years and he's still broke, right? He says he's innocent of his crime. He's probably lying, because how you gonna say I'm mad because I'm on welfare, but then say I'm locked up for something I didn't do? Clearly you was broke and you robbed somebody, nigga. But anyways, Lou tells B-Rilla that he could get him free if he wants to do music. He says, I will get you out of here as soon as tonight. Lou says, if you can get me out of here, then we have a deal, my brother, right? Lou later on, by the end of the episode, he goes to the bar for the first time in a while. He talks with Shirley, who asks about Famous. The label exec is at the bar as well. Lou agrees to take the deal. Now, I'm going to say again, because I don't think there's enough evidence to make a video yet. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But at this point, I'm thinking Famous got bailed out and he's hiding for some reason, right? I believe Kanan or his sister or somebody, they got him laying low. Right? But next, we're going to talk about the Italians and the cops, and then we're going to wrap this up, right? So, as y'all already know, Marvin went to visit Stefano, who thanked him for his work with Tommaso. He also tells Marvin, like, hey, remember that guy you beat up? Now he got my daughter pregnant. Yay, I'm happy, right? Stefano gave Marvin another job, and we know that led to Marvin killing a dude. And we also know that the cops are watching Stefano. I'm going to say what I've been saying. Stefano's going to end up being a rat. He's going to end up being a rat. But anyways, to end this video, now we're going to talk about the cops, okay? In the cop scene, you got Baptiste, and then you got Garcia. The cops hold a press conference before that meeting, right? In which they say Howard had his involvement with Ronnie in the drug organization, and they blame the death of Howard on foreign nationals, right? They're under a lot of pressure. Right now, Marvin and the rest of the family are cool, right? But later on, Garcia and Baptiste have a talk in the office. They still want to solve the case on Howard. He calls it a passion project, which means they're not supposed to do it, but they doing it anyway, which is the reason why Garcia put his hands on Kanan illegally, right? Baptiste says he's 6 months away from them forcing retirement on him, and he says that he wants to bring a good name back to the 117th precinct and to himself as a boss, and he wants to figure out what really happened to Howard. It's Queens, a cop was killed. They really want to figure that out. Baptiste wants to figure it out. Now there you go, man. That's my review of episode 2, Raising Kanan, season 4. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all predictions are for next week. Peace.